And now we're back here on map 212. We had an issue here last night with certain individuals not learning their lessons, so we have to go ahead and drive it home. Now, in order to do that, we are going to take as many non-enemy bases as humanly possible, for the sole purpose of getting as many people on a specific map as possible. So we can then in turn start taking this middle here. In time, there will be absolutely nothing that they can do to stop us. Alright, so what do we have going on here? We started with a 20 blue gun planet here. Now with 12 Karls, it doesn't take a whole lot of time relative to really how long it could take. Because we don't have to worry about these planets here, normally you would have to set up defenses around whatever planet, whatever massive Karls that you're using to take a planet, if you use Karls to take planets. But because we are friends with these guys here, we're friends with Explorer, we don't have to worry about anything happening. It makes it nice. But as I just said a little bit earlier, we have our enemies right, where are they? Right here. Infinity. They have the vast majority of the brown that you see here in the center. We may be the top alliance, but we're not necessarily the top players on each particular map. So what we have to do is, well, we have to rectify that. We have to get more of our organic players on this map for when we start taking their planets. Now, you'll end up having to do this later on in the game, and you'll get to the point where you cannot do things by yourself. That's where I was saying earlier that being in an alliance, it's not only necessary for gameplay, because like I said, it gets very boring playing by yourself, but it's necessary for taking out people who may be larger than you, or groups that are larger than you on a specific map. So what we're doing is we're transferring ammunition that was actually produced for free on our home map over to map 212. The more production that you can produce for free, the better. And I'm going to do a whole video probably, hopefully by this weekend, on all the ships that you can produce for free and what is necessary, the infrastructure you have to set up in place in order to produce them for free, because you can't just up and do it. As they say in business, you have to spend money to make money. And as far as this game is concerned, now we got to transfer some fuel. And as far as this game is concerned, you have to spend titanium to save titanium. Alright, let's get the rest of these over here. What? I must have sent it to the wrong map. Of course, I set into 212 by accident. That happens quite frequently. Gotta pay attention. There we go. Alright, see, we're still producing free ones up here based on our metal and viridium count. Alright, let's get our ammunition up here to feed the Karls again. Let's see, we normally don't use Aquin as fodder, but it's cheaper to do it just to, once you get to a certain point, it's cheaper just to let it be used as fodder rather than sending it to a different map. Use fuel to send it to a different map just to send it back when you're all done. It ends up not being worth it. I've said it many times, I'll say it again. It's all about saving as much titanium as you possibly can. Alright, let's go to map 208. We have ammunition stored here. We'll send it to the other side of the map. I didn't pre-select these maps and pre-stage these maps. This was kind of a last minute thing because an alliance member just popped on now who wants to get on the map to help us, so we're kind of doing this last minute. The white specks on here that you see moving, those are yours. Whatever you have selected or any assets that are yours will appear as white on your minimap. Well, you'll eventually learn how to use this grid system to make sure that you don't hit any planets that are enemy planets. You simply have to follow this line. If the line crosses an enemy planet, you have to manipulate its way to get there, or simply just change its trajectory. Now let's move back here, get rid of our empties, and then we'll switch back. And we've got one empty so far. I'm actually going to see if Explorer would be okay with us taking their planets here. I could be wrong. I don't think they produce anything here. If they do, we can compensate them, but from what I can see, I don't think that they do. We'll find out soon enough. Alright, those should be completely sent to the other side right now. Excellent. And we'll start sending these over. Alright, we're almost done here. I think that's around number 6. Yeah, we could have sent one more. It's all good. Now, whenever you're attacking an enemy planet, we'll eventually do that here. When I say enemy planet, I mean someone that's actually online and can or will fight back. You'll have to learn to do everything that you possibly can to keep a sustained fire on the planet, because if you can't, as I said in my previous videos, once those shields go up, unless you've got the time, the energy, and the infrastructure in place to take a shielded planet, even if there's just 3 guns left on the planet, once you pop those shields up, each one of those guns becomes 3 times harder to take, so you will expend 3 times the resources to take 1 gun. Oops, I forgot to restart the queues over here. That's always important. You got to keep those queues going. If you're constantly taking planets, constantly, I guess, fighting opponent players, you got to make sure that you have your infrastructure constantly resupplied. Let's go ahead and dump our empty in here. Alright, we'll go back and grab that one that's left here. Some people don't bother. I get OCD about leaving just one lone group just chilling there. I'm gonna try to speed this up a little bit. Now, I'll eventually do a detailed video about this, but you can cycle out your Rabos. You just gotta make sure you're quick with getting them out of the line of fire, otherwise they'll get destroyed. That's the last thing you want to do here. But as you've seen right now, you have to keep fire on the planet in order for your guns over here to fire. So as long as there aren't too many guns on the planet, you can do that with your capital ships. You just have to be very careful while you do it, otherwise you will lose them. And you won't even realize they're gone until it's all said and done. I normally don't do this for anything above 15 guns. The response time between the clicking and the moving, it's not fast enough in order to do that. And I don't think that's a function of this computer, I think it's a function of the game. Yeah, it looks like we're still good for ammunition here. We may only have to get a few more, which would be great. Alright, we'll go ahead and pull these out since it's not necessary anymore. When I get a chance, or when I can set the stage to properly show you, I'll show you different ways and different methods other than doing the Karl way of taking planets. There's many different ways you can do it. Certain circumstances require different ways as well, and I'll explain and show that to you later on. We're down to 14 guns, so we won't need any more fodder, which is good. Our ammunition looks just fine. I don't think we'll need to bring any more over. Should probably get some ready though, just in case you do. Never hurts to be prepared, so I'll go to map 72 here, which, as I stated before, is an ammunition map. Just take everything here, and we will transfer it down here to be at the ready. Actually, I will tell one to go through immediately as it gets here, so I know when it is hit down here, because you don't have any kind of notification when you're on another map that your ships have reached their destination. You usually have to just keep flipping back and forth to find out. Well, this is an easier way to do it. It just lets you know when it's gotten there simply by what comes through, or when it does come through. Little trick. You know what? It looks like I may have been incorrect. I do believe I'll need a little bit more ammunition. Not a whole lot more, but, you know, a little bit more. In the meantime, I'm going to see if there's any other planets around here we can take. I would venture a guess that Joe has just about all these planets around here. Yeah, it's probably not even worth looking into. It'll be worth looking on the other side, though. I guarantee he doesn't have everything over there. We'll be able to garner some. The best time to attack an enemy planet is if you know their time schedules and you know when they're going to be offline, and simply attack them when they're offline, but that isn't always possible. But fortunately, we know when these guys are offline, we know where they live. So we'll be able to catch them offline here. At least we should be able to catch them offline. 72, that should be about there. Oh, yeah. Didn't quite make it yet. Alright, this will be more than enough to take us to the end here. Yep, we're on our last gun. Actually, we didn't need any more ammunition. But it's always good to have a little bit extra. Oh, I almost forgot. He's got to have last shot. Alright, now when stuff like this happens, when it doesn't go as planned, he was supposed to get last shot on the planet, but, we both forgot to pull our stuff out. When something like this happens, this planet, to everybody who looks at this planet, to everybody who looks at this map, this planet is going to appear open. It's going to have a line through it, and that's going to show you that the planet is available to be taken. Now, if you have an enemy that's on the map, with you at that particular time, they're going to see that. You have to make sure that you can defend it from whatever gets thrown down. If if an enemy happens to see it, you may not have that happen at all. But just bear in mind, while you are waiting to take the planet, someone could come and attack you and take it from you if they see it. I'll try and zoom in on this, but you see the gray with the line through right here? That's how this appears to anybody who were to hop on this map and look. Anybody who sees that knows that it's available. So it's vital that you make sure that you have your planet protected if you have to wait for someone to get it. Fortunately, this planet is surrounded by our allies with the exception of up here. They could come down through here, but we'll see it. Oh, nuts. I went too close. Oh well. Here's HEK. He's coming with his conquest ship. And because we're not taking another one, what we'll do is we'll use these to run over some of their planets to see if we can come up with any enemy ships. And there we go. He's got the planet he has now established on this map. It's precisely what we needed to. Alright, well that about wraps this video up. If you have any questions, you have any comments, you want to see anything in specific, please let me know down in the comments and I will absolutely get it out there to you. Thank you for joining me for this video and take care, my friends.